A few months back, I sent out an email to those who are on my email list saying that I was going to begin to offer online workshops. And I was, until I started hearing that maybe I vocalized wouldn't work and all of this, and all of a sudden it was like, this is just too complicated. So there's some things I really wanted to share, some of my seeing, some of my understanding, that I was going to do in those workshops. So rather than that, and also being locked into a time, I'm going to create these little video clips and just do it here, and you can all get it whenever you want it, and it's free. So I think that kind of is a win-win for all of us. So today I wanted to talk about resistance. It's an amazing signpost. You know, when Ra first explained strategy, he said strategy eliminates resistance. What's resistance? Huh? What is it? It's not always a verbal resistance from the other. You know, it's when you're moving towards another person in an incorrect, energetic way according to the aura of each person, or your own aura specifically. So when you're doing that and you're moving towards someone and it's not energetically correct for you, you meet resistance. Either the person says, no, I don't want to hear it, or you can feel them pushing you away. That's resistance. That's resistance. So what most people do before they begin their experiment is when they meet resistance, the mind can blame the other. Oh, they're having a bad day, she didn't understand, he was in a hurry. They make up all these reasons, when the truth is actually within oneself. So it's a real key with living your experiment to use that experience of meeting resistance to knowing you have not moved correctly. It's wonderful. It's really a signpost. And, you know, just for an example, I'm a generator. I have an open aura, totally open. You know, I remember the first time hearing that it was nothing was there. I was a little shocked. I don't know what I thought open meant, but I didn't think it meant nothing was there. There's no barrier, huh? And that makes sense because generators hold the life force. So it needs to be available for everyone. It needs to be available for the planet. Not the generator themselves, but the life force. So open. I see someone over there. I don't know what type they are. I see someone. I want to go tell them something. So I go up and I start talking to blah, 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 and all of a sudden, poof. Now, the person could be a generator and they're just not available because I just started talking. I didn't say, do you have a moment? Generator to generator, do you have a moment? Do you want to hear what I have to say? You know, there's asking each other. That's so important because we just can start talking to each other and the other's expected to be available. So, you know, this asking, I didn't do that. I just started talking. Or I met a manifestor, which does not work at all. You know, it's like, boom, just without them saying a word, you hit that aura of the manifestor. It could be a projector who just, you know, that sacral energy just bombarded them without just checking in, you know, how you doing, you know, you have some time, whatever. So this resistance is a real signpost to we're not correct. I mean, if you want a signpost while you're living your experiment out there and you're alone, that's it. You've met resistance, and we all know what that means. We've pushed. We've pushed. No one is here to push. And I know that some people can think manifestors are here to push. You know, they're here to initiate, they're here to do. But they don't push either. They're pushed by life to go towards something. They're pushed by life. They have to wait for that timing. They may know that, you know, this is something for them to do, but they have to wait also, just like all of us. So they're pushed. When the manifestor meets resistance, why do they meet resistance? Because they haven't informed. You know, it's like that steamroller going by, tooting its horn, get out of my way, I'm going to do this. You know, that's what the informing does. It's not about asking permission. Manifestors are not here. Adult manifestors aren't here to ask anything. They're here to inform. So if they don't inform, they meet resistance because of their auras, like a bowling ball. I mean, it's so powerful. And projectors. Projectors often can act like manifestors. They can go towards a generator, go towards a manifestor with this energy of pushing because their aura's pushing. The person in the aura inside's not pushing, it's their aura. Their aura is like a focused laser beam into the other. And that is felt as being pushed on by the generator, which is 70% of the planet. So, you know, it's not a punishment, this strategy. Waiting to be invited for the projector is not a punishment. It's really a way for them to not meet resistance. They're not here to meet resistance. No one is here to meet resistance, but we weren't given the guidebook. So all we did was meet resistance. And you know, this Western Nike slogan of just do it, get out there and do it, we can do it. We've all been conditioned to be manifestors. And so we've all been pushing. I mean, if you're in the experiment, it's shocking to see how pushy people are. You know, you can go to the coffee shop, the restaurant, in line at a grocery store, in traffic, everyone's pushing, 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 pushing. And we're not here to be pushing. We're here to be, either if we're manifestors, kind of pushed by existence into something, or pulled into something by existence when it comes in the form of a person, inviting the projector. So the invitation's so important. Otherwise, you just get creamed. And you know, all these things of the anger of the manifestor just build up. They never find peace. The projector just gets more and more bitter. Never finds the true success. So this resistance that we need is really, really a signpost. It's a gift. It's a gift. It's like it doesn't, there's no right or wrong in this experiment. We're all in it together. You know, none of us know what we're doing. We're just taking one step at a time and seeing. But in that resistance is a really amazing gift to see that we have not been correct. It has nothing ever to do with the other. And the mind always wants to blame the other. But truly, when we're not correct and we meet resistance, it's because we haven't been correct, energetically correct. Aura is so amazing. And we live inside our own aura, so we have no idea what our aura does when we're not honoring the energetic dynamics of it. When we're not honoring how to interact correctly with another human being. And you know, you can say, well, we don't know what type people are we're meeting. You don't have to know. You know, I'm a generator, I wait to respond. And the few people in my life who are generators or projectors, I wait, that I know are generators or projectors or manifesting generators. I just wait to see what energy rises up to move towards someone, whether it's on the telephone or an email. You know, it's not my mind. My mind can say, you haven't called this person, you should call them. It's been a long time, blah, blah, blah. No, nothing. No phone, no email. You wait so that you're pulled towards contacting someone. And then, you know, for me with these people in my life, I say, do you have a moment? Do you want to meet for coffee? And the beauty is they ask me back, so I can be correct. Yeah, it's quite a dance. It's quite a dance. But I think often we forget that part of strategy, that it eliminates resistance. It eliminates resistance. It really does. I hadn't realized what resistance felt like, except I was in a workshop. John Martin and I were doing a workshop in, I believe it was May of this year, and there was a manifestor woman there who came because she wanted to live her design, and they're very hard because, you know, it's a manifestor. I'm not here to tell the manifestor, but the manifestor was asking, and man, I could feel when I hit the resist. I could feel I went too far. Whoa, it's like smashing your head against a brick wall. Nothing to do with the manifestor. It came from hitting the resistance. And it was so obvious. And it had been so long since I had that experience. I just went, whoa, okay, I'm backing off. Whew, forget it, you know? I take it all back. Whoa, I'm back here in the waiting to respond. And that's all you need to do. When you meet resistance, just go home. And home is always your strategy. Shut up. Wait to be invited for the next word. You know, wait for something to respond to. You know, it's like, it's amazing because it's usually the energy inside us is going towards. But if we add words, no matter what type we are, we can hit that brick wall of resistance. And then, you know, it's like, boom, you reverberate hitting that wall. And what it does is it really wears down the body. It wears and tears the body. You know, our emotional system, whether we're defined emotionally or not, we have an emotional system. It's either open or defined. It wears and tears on that. It wears and tears on our mental stability. I mean, all of these things, it really does hurts us to meet that resistance. So, I just want to ask, there's a couple of people here, if I've gone off and haven't closed a circle or something, no? It made sense? Uh-huh. Okay. It's really strange, kind of sitting here talking into a little lens, but there's some friends here, so that's really cool. Yeah, and we push because we've been taught to push. We've been taught to push. It's just an old pattern. So I'm from New York. I mean, talk about pushy. I was one pushy woman. You know, pushing to get what I wanted, pushing to get ahead of the line somehow, pushing to try to manipulate, getting, you know, all of these things. Yeah, so it's a gift, this meeting resistance. It's a signpost. We all need signposts. It's like, you know, if we're going in the wrong direction and there's a signpost out there that's saying, you know, you're going to New York and you actually wanted to be going towards west, towards California, it's a good sign to have, you know? You just pull back, stop. That's what you do when you realize you're in the wrong direction, is you stop. So hitting that brick wall is a signpost. You've been moving or you've been pushing, you've been going towards someone incorrectly. And then you just come back to waiting. That's home. You know, or come back to you know, who you are. And maybe you forgot to inform as a manifestor, so you meet resistance. So you learn, I didn't inform. You know, and I feel that, you know, those who have an open sacral center can act like manifestors better than generators and manifesting generators, because we have the defined sacral, so we always carry that life force. So the non-sacral beings, if you're not a manifestor, it's so important to really be aware of not acting like a manifestor, not going up to generators, waiting for them to come to you, and letting the energy come to you. Yeah, okay, well, that's all for today.